Welcome to Wealthy Mind, where we talk about all things finances, the good, the bad, the ugly, and the surprising. Hello and welcome to Wealthy Mind. I am your host, Misty Rose Gold, International Success Coach. And today I have with me Chris. I'm excited for our interview. Hi, Chris.
Hi, Misty. How are you doing?
I am so good. Please tell the audience your full name and the name of your company.
Yeah, so my name is Chris Tyrrell, and I own a company called Chris's Garage Doors.
Okay, it's pretty self-explanatory.
Right? It's super complicated. I can go into detail what I do if you really need me to, but
You know, just humor me. So what do you do, Chris?
Well, I work on mechanical systems that are designed to enclose your garage to keep your car safe.
And
That's
warm
called
and cozy.
and warm and cozy,
Yes.
yes. Especially helpful in Colorado.
Okay, well, now we have that covered. What else do you do?
Well, I mean that's a loaded question. I always hesitate when someone asks me what do you do? Because I'm like, well, okay, for a living I do garage doors, but plenty of
hmm
other stuff. I'm a dad. I'm a
hmm
I'm heavily involved in charity. I do a lot of, hiking and I play soccer once a week and all the fun stuff.
There's more to you than that. So we've had a conversation, right? So, I mean, yeah, it's pretty easy. To garage doors, no
Right.
fluff, just cut it straightforward. All right. So there's more to Chris. There's more to Chris than just garage doors.
It's true.
Um, some of the things that we talked about in our previous conversation really stood out to me, and I kind of want to highlight a few of those things. Is that okay?
Absolutely.
All right. So one of the things that we talked about was a higher or like a broader perspective on
Sure.
life or business or both. Does it tie into both for you?
Oh, absolutely. I think a lot of times we get caught up in our society about getting finding our identity in something, right? We want to do it in our career or
hmm
or whatever. But I always felt like it's bigger than that. What I do as a owner of a garage door company is just a part to the whole of who I am. And then everyone has like a just a bigger purpose in how they live and how they're designed to be here and how they are gifted to impact the lives of those around them. And so to me, every aspect of my life is just a part of something bigger. And then there's things beyond me that are even just bigger than me and us and everything. And just having a perspective on life in general, or even just the perspective of we are, if most people in the United States are just more blessed, more affluent than most of the world.
hmm
And the fact that I work on garage doors, which is essentially a house for your car, and we take that as like, oh yeah, just you should have one. If you own a house, you have a garage door, and it's just part of it. And people treat it like it's essential when it's really just a luxury that we've been granted through
hmm
our society. I did I did a quick research of like global household size and global house size. So global household size is about, I think it's 3.5 people, and the global house size is about 750 square feet, which means that on average in the whole world, each person has about 215 square feet of space if you divide it up by household size averages. And the average two-car garage door is 400 square feet, which means if you have a garage door, you have a house for your car. Like the literal average amount of square
Wow.
footage per person is allotted to our vehicles from a global perspective.
Okay.
So that's what broader perspective means to me. It's just thinking about just beyond your circumstances and beyond what you do. And yeah.
Yeah, beyond the narrow view of your little bubble.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, yes. And I resonate with that 100%. So I always want to think outside of myself and, make decisions from that higher perspective as best as I can of what happens when all the fires pop up today. It's like, oh, well, must be on the right path, must be doing
Right.
something right.
That's right. We were just talking about that. When you're doing the right thing, some things are just against you, for sure. Yeah.
And, take it in stride, or you can let it destroy you. You can let it freak you out or
Yeah.
stress you out. Like it's how we approach it, right? So,
Yeah.
just calmly and as efficiently knocking off each fire because there's a bigger purpose to it all. So,
Yeah.
um, I leveled up massively this week in my world, and
Yeah.
there's always challenges that come with that. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Absolutely. Well, I think one of the things that we're tempted to do when the challenges come is to compromise. And that's one thing that I'm very adamant about too, is like
Mm,
we have I have a high ethical standard in my head, and
mm,
it's so easy to compromise your ethics when things get hard. And
mm.
it can make things seem easier or even be easier for a while, but um, staying true to who you are and your ethics is extremely important, and weathering the storm, even though doing the right thing often hurts.
Yes. And you have been saying a phrase that I have been repeating to myself every day this week is, oh, well, not just every day this week, but since like Saturday morning, I am staying true to myself
Yeah,
because massive changes have been happening, really good changes. But in that space, it's like, no, I'm staying true to myself. I am staying true to myself. In my personal relationship, I am staying true to myself. If this person doesn't like it, oh well,
yeah,
right? Because staying true to myself, I know that I'm a good person. I know that I put good out into the world. I know the value that I bring, and I want to stay true to myself. I don't want other people or situations watering that down. Like my true self is very grounded, very peaceful internally, just really spiritually connected and connected to myself. And I always aim to have that inner peace regardless of what's going on around me and just staying
yeah,
true to that. So rejecting other people's chaos, rejecting
right.
other people's stress, and elevating in the ways that I have professionally this week. It's again that mental reminder of staying true to myself because when a person elevates financially, a lot of people tend to blame the money, but it's
Hmm.
not money's fault. Money has zero fault in a person's
Right.
behavior.
Yeah,
There's no possible way that money can be at fault, right? So if you're poor, if you're rich, if you're in between, it doesn't matter. Money is not the problem.
yeah,
It is like this is where people get hung up is that they project blame on money.
right.
No, it's a person's choices. We all make little tiny micro choices throughout the day, and that creates who we are and how we show up. And we have the power to make those choices. We have the power to choose what those are going to be, those little tiny micro choices. So when we're faced with greater wealth or when we're faced with reduction of our finances,
Right.
we have choices to make. It's not money's fault. Money doesn't make people assholes.
Yeah.
We make ourselves that way,
It's
right?
true.
So, so important. And I'm just like, no, I am staying true to myself. It doesn't matter where I'm at financially in life. I have always stayed true to myself, and that is a personal decision. It is a choice. And
Yeah.
I am going to stay true to myself in this stage of elevation. And that's it. Like
Right.
there's no wiggle room there.
Right. Yeah.
If yeah,
Right. It's
yeah.
true. And that, a lot of people perceive money as evil. And I think that comes from a passage in the Bible that's often misquoted, where people say money is the root of all evil, when the
Mm,
actual passage says the love of money is the root of all kinds of evil. It means that it doesn't matter how much you have or don't have, loving it more than anything is where the evil comes from. And money is
mm,
it's just a tool, it's just a thing.
Yeah,
And you can use it for great good and you can use it for great evil.
exactly. I love money, but I use it as a good tool. Like,
Yeah.
and I'm not an asshole, so
You love what you can do with the money, like
exactly.
how money can make people's lives better, how it can make the community better.
Mhm.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, 100%. Ooh, I'm glad we got off on this topic. Not sure how we got here, but I'm so glad we did.
Right?
You know, this is one of the things in my life. I've never compromised. I have had many situations where people are like, hey, let me flash this thing in front of Misty, this shiny object, or let me flash this promise of a ton of money. And I'm like, no, I'm staying true to myself. And if it does not align with my true self, I'm not doing it. I'm not selling out. Like,
Yeah,
not happening. So I'm really proud of myself for staying on that track throughout my entire life and throughout my entire business journey. It's it's awesome. And
yeah,
I get to be proud of me. I get to sleep at night. I get, like
right.
so important. Hey, sleep, what's that? It's amazing. I love sleep. So I'm just really proud of me that it's my character that has elevated me this week professionally. It
Yeah,
is because of what I lead with, because of how, grounded I am within myself with certain aspects of me. That's why this person wanted to partner with me.
yeah. Oh yeah, it means so much more when you accomplish great things because of great character.
hmm It does. It might take longer to
Right?
accomplish certain things because of character, but it's much more fulfilling.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm, yes. So, okay, my soapbox is out of my mouth, and hopefully it's benefited the listeners. So, next topic of Chris's. You talked about fulfillment and purpose. You're writing a book about purpose, are you not?
I am. Yeah, I'm in the process of writing it. Uh, Getting there. It's a
Okay.
it's a big undertaking, right?
Yes, it is. I'm a writer and author. I understand. Kudos to you.
Thank you.
And it owns you until you get this thing published. It owns you.
Right.
Trust me, I know.
Yeah,
Uh,
I hear that.
yeah. So, what is your title for the book?
Well, what we're working with right now is open the door, and it's just kind of understanding how passion is essentially locking us behind our greater purpose. And I've felt for a long time that our culture, as it is now, is obsessed with passion. Follow your passion, let passion guide you, or do what you're passionate about, or find a job you love. All of this stuff is about like what makes me feel better about myself. And I feel like we're at the start. It's the wrong starting point.
Hmm.
I truly believe that every single human on this planet is here and has a greater purpose than just finding something that makes them feel good about themselves.
Hmm.
I believe that we are designed, and I come from a faith perspective, so when I use the word design, that's you don't
Hmm.
have to use the word design, but I believe we are all designed and uniquely gifted in order to make the world a better place. And that world could be one person. You are uniquely positioned with your giftings, with your personality, with who you are to make the people that you have the influence over better. And if you're not focusing on making the people in your life better, then you're not living into your purpose and understanding that we all have a unique purpose and we can kind of really delve deep into that. But what happens is when you're following your passion, it becomes a very self-centered pursuit. It's something that makes me feel
Hmm.
good. When you're following your purpose, it becomes a much more selfless pursuit, and that's where it opens the door to all the many opportunities you have to make people better. And we don't have to focus on making a big splash in the world and being remembered for eternity. All we have to focus on is changing the person's life next to you and showing them love and care and giving them the tools that they need to succeed and be better and just lifting them up. That's what I believe the human experience is supposed to be, is just lifting people up together.
So, I like what you're saying because I have massive purpose in this life, and the passion naturally follows
Yeah.
as I live for my purpose. the right passion comes in, but it's also not me focused. It's the collective, it's the whole. Like
Yeah.
I'm focused on how does this affect the whole? Is it the whole of my business? Is it the whole of humanity? Is it the whole of America? Like looking at how does this affect the whole, right? So it's
Yeah.
always a journey of getting out of our selfish mindset and focusing more on being able to serve a greater good.
Yeah.
And with all the near-death experiences I've had and the trips to the other side and coming back, like we just make things too complicated. And what you're
Right.
saying is that we need to simplify how we look at this life. And from a spiritual perspective, we're here to learn, we're here to grow, we're here to develop, but also how well can we love? How well can we
Yeah.
love others? How well can we love ourselves? When you are in the presence of pure love, it just makes all of this stuff clear. And the stuff that's
Yeah.
not significant, it makes that clear too.
Yeah.
Um,
Right.
so yeah. Anywho, not a lot of people at this time in humanity, not a lot of people are focused on like, how can I love, right? So
Yeah.
it's a very sticky spot for people. So I'm just going to put it this way. Like, there's two ways to look at it. For me, like a huge part of my foundation and daily focus is how can I take the high road? If you focus on taking the high road, you're going to fall in line with all those other things
Yeah.
naturally. So it simplifies the process. Okay,
Right.
if I take the high road in this situation, it automatically is going to shift me into the right thought process. It's going to shift me into the right energy. It's going to shift me into my heart space instead of my selfishness. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
I I love simplifying things and just being able to bring it to like, okay, how can I logically digest that information? Because love is a sticky situation.
Sure. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And doing things the right way, like we said, is kind of it's going to lead you to better places. And it may not lead to financial success, but it's going to lead you to knowing that you have a clear conscience, can sleep well at night, stuff like that.
Mm.
One of my favorite quotes on the subject of passion comes from Mike Rowe, who was he's the Dirty Jobs guy, and I saw him once say like something along the lines of, "Don't follow your passion, but always take it with you."
Mm.
'Cause it's always going to be there, and you can harness it and reuse it and put it towards something that's powerful, as opposed to just something for yourself.
It's true. So I recently ran into a gentleman who has $250 million in his pocket, and he's built the
Okay.
big businesses. He has, you know, substantial amount of money floating around in his world, and he's like lost right now
Yeah.
because
Hmm.
he's he's accomplished so much, and we just ran into each other randomly at a restaurant, getting takeout food. So super cool how it just all came to be. And I overheard him talking, and he was talking my language as a success coach. I was like, my ears are perking up. And then he was talking to this random stranger, and he was like, yeah, I'm talking to strangers because I need to figure out what I'm going to do with the rest of my life. So I
Wow.
I perked up and I handed him my card and I was like, hey, I'm a success coach for business owners. We should probably talk. I mean, it's kind of random that we met, right? So,
Nice.
um, we ended up talking a little bit. And then when the other person got her food and left, we sat and talked with each other. And he told me what was going on. And immediately I was like, you need a new purpose. Your purpose is
Yeah.
the whatever purpose you had driving you is gone. You need a new purpose that's followed with passion. So it's along the same vein of
Sure.
what we're talking about today. Um, and it doesn't matter what stage of life you're
Absolutely.
at, or what stage of business you're at, or what stage you're at financially. You can lose your purpose. You can lose your passion for your purpose. I have lost my passion for my purpose so many times. It's like,
Sure.
I'm like, I don't have passion for it anymore, but I keep going and the passion comes back
Yeah,
every single time. It
right.
does.
Absolutely. That's where self-control and discipline play a big part too.
And consistency.
Consistency. Yeah,
Yes.
knowing, right? Because it's one thing we do too much in society is follow our feelings and desires. And not that they can't lead us to good places, but if you talk to anybody that's been married for a long period of time, it's like there are times when you don't like the person you're married to. There are times when things are tough, and knowing that it's worth sticking it through. And that's the same with any good thing in life. Sometimes things are going to get really hard.
Hmm.
That's why things like ethics and stuff are so important, because when things get hard and you're willing to stick through the process, knowing that you're accomplishing something greater, then that's when you get reinvigorated by the passion once you get through the wall, right? And so
Hmm.
it's important to just have that consistency and steadiness in your life. And to know that's why I believe that if you truly know what your purpose is, then it gives you more traction to push through when things get tough.
Oh, certainly. So I frame all of my decisions off of my purpose. And it's so amazing how that works because I'm so clear on my purpose. I'm so clear on like, okay, cool. Reaching billions before I leave this planet. Like, let's go. And I'm changing this place for the
Yeah.
good. Like, get out of my way.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's like it's a huge part of my thought process in everything that I do. It's like, is this aligned with my purpose? And that consistency, there's something that happens inside of me when I have those days where I'm like, I don't want to get out of bed today.
Yeah.
Sometimes the psychological judo I use on myself is who is going to suffer today if I don't get my ass out of bed?
Hmm. Sure.
I'm like, oh, okay, I'm getting out of bed. Let's go.
I love it. A little negative reinforcement every once in a while works, right?
Who is not going to get from me what they need from me today if I don't get my butt out of bed? Like, come on, Misty, get up,
Yeah,
get up. Yeah, it works.
right. And that speaks to the broader perspective that we were talking about earlier, right? You're here for a reason, and you could miss out on a golden opportunity to help somebody if you get too focused on your limited perspective.
Oh, totally. Like, I cannot tell you. I mean, just meeting this gentleman that has $250 million in his bank account, like the way that it happened, all of the things that led up to that moment. If I didn't go do all those things that day, I would have never
Yeah,
met this person.
right. It's true.
If I would have been like, oh, but I want to go do this instead, or, like whatever, like just
Yeah,
because I always look for, hey, when there's stuff that happens and it's not fun, there's got to be a higher purpose for this. There has to be good in it somewhere. Now, where is that? And because of that perspective, I had some crazy events that happened on Friday, and those crazy events led me to this person.
wow, that's cool.
Yeah. And then I had a knowing inside of me, like I was driving from basically Highlands Ranch, like North Highlands Ranch area, Lone Tree. I was driving from there to Parker, and
Okay.
I passed a restaurant, the same restaurant that I was going to go to in Parker, but I knew I had to go to the one in Parker.
Hmm.
And we met at the one in Parker.
That's really cool. Yeah.
Isn't it? I just had this knowing. I was like, there's this restaurant right here. Why don't I just go to this one? And it was like, I have to be in Parker. I don't know why, but I have to go to Parker. I was like, whatever. So if you have those knowings, you guys listen to
Yeah.
them.
Listen to that voice inside of you for sure.
Listen to them. Like you have no idea what's going to come of it. I overheard this gentleman talking. I infused the coach brain that I have, and maybe now he has a better direction in his life. Who knows what's going to happen with that relationship? But at least I was able to identify for him, like, you need purpose. What's your new
Yeah.
purpose? Go figure that out, right? So, anyway, okay. Yeah, those gut knowings, follow them. All right.
Right.
So, Another bullet point that I have is you have a giving philosophy. What does that mean to you?
Yeah, one of the tenets of my company really is just giving. The company vision is to make Colorado a better place to live. And I started my company through one of those interactions that you don't expect. I would have never started. I often say I've never planned on being a business owner, and I never planned on staying or being in the trades. I actually
Mm,
have a master's degree in divinity, and so I never even thought I would be in the business world for myself. And through what I call divine intervention, I was introduced to a guy who got me connected to a big contract installing 40 doors in Steamboat Springs, and that's how I got my start. So I realized after the first year of just trying to figure out what the hell I'm doing
mm,
that I could start I could actually make this into something tangible and impactful. And so I started focusing on how I can use this company to bring about good in my
mm,
community. And so we started with a 3% top line revenue commitment to donating to charity. So 3% of my top line revenue every year I donated to charity. I've since changed it. We still give a lot, uh, but as I've interacted more with the nonprofit community, I've started to realize that they need more than just money. They need help
mm,
understanding how to raise money. And so what I've been doing instead of just giving 3% as a donation to charity, what I'm now doing
mm,
is using 3% to leverage what I call strategic philanthropy, where I think charities, so I'm helping charities understand how to partner with small businesses to start raising funds through the small business community. Because I think one of the biggest missing opportunities in the nonprofit world is partnering with small business because small business owners are so busy, they don't have time to focus on figuring out how to give money and partner with charities and who to donate to. So helping charities create sponsorship packages that are reasonable and fun and engaging. For example, we do an annual party for the company every year for
mm,
our anniversary. And so we partnered with the Backpack Society. And what we do is we co-plan a party. It's been a casino night, and we get people to donate stuff, and we get sponsors to come and part of it. And it becomes a anniversary party for my company, a celebration for anybody that attends, just a fun night and a fundraiser.
mm,
And ultimately, it's the fun thing about it is it costs me nothing other than my time and effort and connections. It Everyone that attends has a great time, and we raise money. And so we raised this year $5,000 for the Backpack Society for just throwing a party. And that's what, like, it's not a ton of money. It's not a game changer per se, but if enough companies start doing things like this, we're really gonna usher money into the nonprofit community
mm,
without a lot of effort or a lot of, you know, I think one of the strained relationships between for-profits and nonprofits is nonprofits just feel like they're always just asking for money. But if they start bringing value back, then it becomes a
mm.
partnership. And I'm a huge advocate for collaboration and partnership. And that's what I've
Yeah.
been focusing on. But I also have a fundamental belief that you have to give. Giving is a tenet of humanity in the sense that um, again, it's just about making the world around us better. We all have something to give. It could be
Mm.
time, money, energy, whatever. We all have
Wis
something to give.
wisdom.
Yeah,
We have
wisdom.
knowledge and wisdom,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. And I also believe in sacrificial giving. If you don't give when you have little, then you won't give when you have a lot. It's just a general rule of life. There's always going to be something that you want to spend your money on. There's always going to be something you want to spend your time on. And if you're not willing to sacrifice your money or your time when you have little, then when you have abundance of it, you're still going to be selfish with it. So that's why I committed to the giving philosophy for my company in the
Mm,
very early stages, knowing that there will always be something I can spend money on. There's always going
mm,
to be an expense that comes up that I need to address. There's always going to be someone I want to hire. But if I commit to this process of giving from an early standpoint, then that I just have to keep doing it and it's going to bring about good in the world. And so that's kind of my giving philosophy. So I do that in my personal life and then into the business specifically. It's been really cool though, because I've made some pretty cool impacts. And my company has been recognized with some awards, and I think a lot of it is because of my philanthropic efforts.
Hmm. That's incredible. Well, I appreciate this conversation that we've had. I appreciate how you're showing up for yourself and in the business community. And thank you for sticking to your principles and your purpose. That's awesome, amazing, wonderful. And
Yeah,
you guys keep an eye out on Chris's website because he's going to post some progress on the book somewhere,
sure.
website, social media. We're going to put some progress out there. So stay tuned on all of his platforms. Uh, chris'sgaragedoors.com. Is that what we're working with?
Yep, chrisgaragedoors.com. Absolutely.
Okay.
So there's just one S, so CHRIS garage doors.
All right. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So chrisgaragedoors.com if you want to stay up to date on what he's doing. And you're on all the social media platforms, right?
A lot of the big ones, yeah. Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, not on Twitter or um, yeah, those are the ones I'm on.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you for being a pillar in the Denver community. I appreciate it. And I appreciate this conversation today. So, wow. Yeah, we talked about a lot. That was fun.
We did. We covered a lot. Thank you so much for having me and hosting this conversation. I really appreciate you inviting me to be part of your space.
Of course. It was fun. All right, you guys, if you have enjoyed this conversation with Chris and you need a garage door, please reach out to his company. It's quite simple. Your
Right?
garage door breaks, you need it fixed. Oh my God. If only my business were that simple.
Right.
Ah, all right. Thank you all. And thank you for being a great guest. And thank you for being wonderful listeners. And we will see you next time.
Thank you for tuning in to the Wealthy Mind podcast. Please be sure to download the Wealthy Mind app today and make sure to support your local Dress for Success.